Hello everybody and welcome to today's video. Today I want to talk to you about taking off the rose-colored glasses. When you have been in a long-term narcissistic relationship, at some point, being the scapegoat, the truth teller, and years, sometimes decades of this type of abuse, you find yourself caught up in and amidst heavy betrayal, that of which shakens you to awaken. You take off those rose-colored glasses. The narcissist has been insidiously chipping away at your self-esteem, your self-worth, slowly, over a long period of time, devaluing and defacing you, mining and undermining all of the good in your life to bring death to your soul. They having multiple relationships at once, destroying multiple people at the same time and feeding off them, siphoning all of the fruits of their labor to build up their ego and their self-worth falsely by intimidation, verbal abuse, degrading and devaluing, devastating multiple sources at once. They isolate those sources, triangulate, devalue, degrade, manipulate, project, all in the preservation of their false self by any means necessary. Like an artificial plague eroding and destroying your life with each minute you are with them, systematically snuffing the glow of any light in your life, putting it out. Before you know it, you're a shell of yourself. So far gone, you don't even recognize who you are. You've forgotten who you were. And upon awakening, you realize this isn't going to be successful. That you've been believing a lie. The words they tell you don't match the actions. They don't meet, they're not congruent. You begin to look at things logically. You look at things from a logical perspective. At this point, you step out of your emotions. You're able to see the facade at this stage, in this point in your life, what they call a game. You know it's not a game. You know it's life and your soul's at stake. Your whole life, you've wanted purpose and fulfillment. To see the fruits of your labor and not to have them squandered. And as you begin to look at things from a logical perspective, and you step out of your emotions and see the facade for what it is, begin to starve out the narcissist of their narcissistic supply. You see in their early childhood, in dealing with immense feelings of shame, create this fantasy where they are perfect and a supreme being. They are untouchable and impenetrable. But you gotta understand this is a facade. It's all built on lies. When the narcissist comes into your life, you are to place them at the center of your world. They position themselves as the center of your world. Slowly, as they break you down, they become the center of your world. Your life is to revolve around them, to supply them of all their needs, their wants, and their desires, to sacrifice yourself for the needs of them, for their insatiable needs, to feed their jealousy, their greed, and their idolatry, to serve them by any means necessary, to give them complete autonomy, to have an open door policy, to come and go as they see fit, with no accountability, to allow them to lie, to cheat, to steal, to project their negative actions onto you, and for you to accept and absorb it, to degrade you with false accusations, to allow them to be in a relationship with you but not of it, for you to accept their stonewalling, their dog whistling, their triangulation, derogatory opinions, and abusive words of what they tell you you are, while they siphon your good fruit, your good fuel. Once they get you in their fantasy, they mold you, they condition you. But when you awaken from the spiritual slumber and realize who you are, only until then can you arise and take your rightful position. You start to grab and then snatch up what is yours. You start to become this awake now and are now aware of the sleeping giant you are and always have been. You authenticate yourself, redefine yourself, aware of your value. You wipe the scales off of your eyes, wipe the sleep out your eyes, and now see clearly who you are. All the people in your past were, for the most part, in your life to tie you down. It took a platoon of enemy soldiers to hold you down, to hold you from your true destiny, to back up, divert, destroy, knock down, and steer you off your true destiny. At this point in time, you start to stand up in your own power and authenticity. Unwavering, you go inside and heal, repairing and restoring the breach between you and God. Now forged in fire, you build your armor. You sharpen your sword and prepare for battle. As your sword of mixed, useless metals are placed in the furnace, purging begins to take place. Refining as the dross is removed and the pure metal shines through. Righteously and severely judged, God shows you, through repentance, how you have been accepting the crumbs. Malnourished, now health becomes in you. Refusing to settle anymore, to accept anything or anyone's opinion, the scales are beginning to equalize. For you become the equalizer, tried and true. You begin to stand, you stand up and wipe the dust off. The armor is fitted and tested in seclusion. All of the chinks are welded shut. All of the battered and bruised issues in your life have been healed. The pain is now your fuel. As it burns in your gut, you continue to stoke that flame. Faith and hope protect the essence of the fruits of your labor. Nothing in your past was in vain. You see why you were insidiously brought to your knees. It was necessary for God to purposefully build you into your true destiny. Most of your enemies are frightened and flee at the first sight of your new stature. Those that choose to engage and clash find that they can't contend. The fiery arrows by day and the terrors by night have no effect. Fearless, your boots are fitted, and you tighten those bootstraps and prepare to dig in, for the battle's begun. Because the pain of the past has just toughened you up. It was all part of your destiny to bring you into your fruition. Advancement takes place, and in your relentless pursuit, you succeed in crossing the Jordan, never to look back. In a constant march forward, you begin to take over the promised land. The giants are defeated, the strongholds fall, advancing deep into the enemy's territory. Hope and faith take over as you ask God to extend daylight. The forward march has taken place, and the time has come.